We should be now.
Schmuely Buckmans. Schmuely Bucks. Yeah? Are you now? All right.
Yeah, we are.
How's it going, people?
There we go. All right. Yeah, we are. How's it going,
Uh-oh.
people?
We got a little reverb, huh?
No, I had the YouTube on as well, so we're all good.
Okay.
We're
Cool.
we're doing fantastic.
All
Hey
right, buddy.
everybody. We
Doing it.
yeah, we're doing
Guys,
it. We're doing it. Come on guys.
guys, I
We're
had my
doing it.
friends Liam and Schmuel Buckman on with me. It was fun, guys.
Come on, I just came to terms with Liam last night. Let's not
You're just a big pussy. You have no fight
No,
in you,
I
is
don't
what you
want
have.
I know I
You
got
talk
you know.
all this shit, and then I defend him, sit here and defend him, and then you go on the show with them.
You were defending Liam?
Bus. Sure, I've
Wait,
always defended Liam. I like Liam.
oh, I do too. I was annoyed at the way he was treating Ray, and
Yeah,
then I
call him,
realized
yeah, he's
that,
boring.
and then I realized it was a mistake. The best part about last night though was Ray was
He
he
was
was
boring.
Ray,
Big
right?
deal.
He yelled at me from the minute I got on. Everything I said. I don't want to talk about
Ray,
Dabbleverse.
Schmiel. Schmiel. My name's Ray. I don't know how to deal with my feelings. I don't know about my feelings.
But like every single thing. If I mentioned KB, I was like asking him, "Oh, hey,
all right. Yeah, you can't ask him about Kate. He just wants to have a silly goose time. He just wants to. I don't
right,
know.
but right." So, but the best part is that he was drinking beer, and then he took a gummy, and literally like 5 minutes after he took the gummy, he's like, "Yeah, man, the Dabbleverse isn't so bad.
It's not so bad.
I'll Dabbleverse." And Liam
I love
actually,
the Dabbleverse.
Liam noted it. No, but it's like you bring me on, and all I know is the Dabbleverse, and then I'm not allowed to talk about it, and I was getting pissed.
Well,
So,
I saw that good old Dan from Nice Podcast Stupid is leaving the Dabbleverse.
oh God, we are going to talk
I
about
like
that.
Dan. I like
We
Dan.
are going to talk about that. Well, you
I
know,
was
you
on
did
with
a
him a couple
podcast
weeks ago.
smashing him, right?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did with Cupcake and I.
No, I always said I like that guy.
We went
I'll have
through
to go
his
back and check. Go
we
back
went
and
through
check the tape.
we went through his Geno rant. Yeah, no, I was when I was talking to Liam last night.
No, but that's more of my frustration about Gino. It has nothing to do with Nice Podcast Stupid or Dan. It has to do more with me just not agreeing with Dan. I mean, that's not that we can have disagreements and still like people.
No, I know. I'm just my
I disagree on everything. Well, here you go. First of all, you now are on the same side as KB on this because KB went after Dan today.
Oh, did he really?
It's pretty funny. It's pretty funny actually, and it's
Wow.
fine. Actually, I went on with Dan, and the first thing he brought up was my like somebody had clipped my Kill Tony sets and put them together, and it's like, all right, we're gonna make Dave watch his bomb now, and you just got to be a good sport about it and have fun with it. You can't fucking,
Yeah, but
that's kind of what he does.
yeah, it's interesting because I don't think anybody thinks you bombed. I think
Oh, shut up. Let's not get into this.
no,
Right?
no, no. I'm not ball washing here. No, but you
You
stayed
sounds like
up
it.
there. You took it. You handled it well.
All right. Yeah.
You know?
You could say the same for a grape victim as well.
Nah, because some people would have like got hurt. They would have walked off
Speaking
the
of-
stage in shame.
Well, speaking of that, they should change the saying from "take it like a man" to "take it like a woman."
I guess.
Take it like a woman, you bitch.
I guess. Yeah.
Bitch.
All those
I'm
things
not
we're not
supposed to
allowed to
curse the
say
first 10
anymore.
minutes. I'm not supposed to curse the first 10 minutes.
Oh, I think the bitch is
Is
Okay.
bitch okay? I don't think so.
yeah,
That's
and
fine.
we're not
I know.
we're not approved for
was-
kids.
I was being facetious. You
When I had
shouldn't
Dave-
technically do that. You should just allow YouTube to decide if it's for kids or not.
Well, I
Well, no,
technic-
hold on. For kids, you put no, but for 18 and over,
Right.
you don't click that.
Well, YouTube sent me an email saying if you're going on with Dave Sauer, it's got to be 18 and over. Man, the
Too
man's a
old if it's
mess.
18 and older. The other day, I think I went a little. Not, I mean, we're friends. We were playing Call of Duty with some of my friends, and he was fucking with me. I was talking shit, and he goes, they're talking. I was saying, well, can't the 8-year-old just watch the 5-year-old? And I'm joking with them. He's like, no, dude, you can't. And they all start explaining to me why the 8-year-old can't watch the 5-year-old. I'm like, dude, I know, I'm not that retarded. He goes, I'll never let you watch my kids. I'm like, yeah, because you know I'm attracted to them.
Right.
And he goes, all right, dude.
This is great, Dave.
Game over, dude.
You really
Game
just
over.
say the things I want to hear. There's some woman like in Georgia, and
funny, guys.
She left her 10-year-old at home. The kid went for a walk, and they're charging her with like child endangerment and stuff. And,
I mean, look. First of all, that joke is from Parks and Rec. It's not even my joke. Can't the 8-year-old watch the 5-year-old? But on top of that, when I was around 8 years old, my dad. I mean, this was 19. So what's 6 plus 8? 14. So 1994. So 1994 in Southern California, my dad was still pinning a fucking $5 bill in my chest and having me walk down to the corner grocery store to get cigarettes.
Wow.
At least it wasn't beer, but it's 94. I mean,
how much would a pack of smokes cost today?
I think. Well, how much are they today?
Yeah.
Well, they're upwards of $13 somewhere in LA. I get it for $9.98.
20 in the city.
I got to start getting them from my sister in Vermont, but well, New Hampshire, but she goes
Same
to Vermont
thing.
because for whatever reason the cigarettes are cheaper in Vermont.
The taxes.
Even though the tax is higher. No, the tax is higher in Vermont. Usually the tax is cheaper in New Hampshire, but lately they've been very expensive, the cigarettes around. So she thinks that they might have done something recently. Anyway,
all the Bostonians have moved to New Hampshire, and that's what raises the prices. It's like in the Carolinas with all the New Yorkers and New Jersey people moving down there. And they got low taxes because they don't get a lot of services. And these people are like, I want this, I want that. So,
yeah.
Taxes are going to go
All right,
up.
Let's get into something, dude.
All right, hey.
Let's jump in.
Don't be breaking my balls.
There's a lot going on today.
There is. I just, let's do, you know what? Let's do your buddy first.
Oh, he's my buddy now. Hey,
your good friend,
Anytime.
Dan. Now we did a
friend, but he's an acquaintance now. He's fine.
Right. So we had done a stream a few weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, where we reviewed Dan talking about Gino.
Sure.
And in my opinion, Dan came off like a complete asshole. But hopefully we're 10 minutes in, and I'm sure that you do. So let's go to our one of our. I think he's the Clipper of the year.
Doom's
on the MLC awards.
I sent Stalin a couple bucks last week for the clips that we're using. You should consider it too.
I'm a member of his channel.
Good. So that's just as good. And
you're talking to the wrong person with that. I send everybody shit. I just don't do it through super chats and stuff because it doesn't make sense.
I know it's stupid. I send him a Venmo also. Anyway, enough grand and self-sizing. What do they say? What's the word? Grand and self-dies?
I'm gonna wait for you to get it.
Grand. I don't even know what the word. Can't even. I've only heard it very quickly.
Here's the point. Here's the point, people. If you want to support your creators, and you don't have to do it on Super Chat, and you don't care about getting your comments read, send it through PayPal, Venmo, and the others, because that way they get 100% of it, or at least 95% of it, and not 60%.
Grand and self-sizing?
Self-sizing?
I don't know. I just typed it in Google to see what the word was.
The turn, bitch! The turn!
I'm just retarded.
You've got people like Kevin Brennan.
You got a little reverb coming, by the way.
Does his show every fucking day at 4 o'clock. And then he does his Saturday night show. And there's a lot of crossover with the audience that I have. In fact, I've been in the chat in there, and there you go. That's where a lot of the audience I've built is. There's a lot of crossover there. And the show, the 4 p.m. shows every day, Monday through Friday, with the super chat cash machine where you just turn on, throw on a clip, say wow a couple of times, and then read the super chats, count the money, and you go, and then you do that, and that's your whole thing, and you say, Rob Saul ain't got no money, Pat Dixon ain't got no money, Gino ain't got no money, wow, and then play a couple of clips and get your money, and you do that for 3 hours or 2.5 hours or whatever, and you bring on whoever your guest is.
Pause it.
And you basically you want to do that. And
Go.
This sounds like a battered wife. I know, I've been there before. I was there a couple years ago. I'd say 2019 when I started to feel the first Kevin Brennan loop. Maybe 2020 when I started to feel that first loop. He called it himself. I mean, he called himself the loop. His wife even said, "Oh, you're on a loop again." Back when he used to interview Whitney Cummings' sister, or who else did he do? Wow. Back when he used to do a little more.
Right.
So I feel him, but some of us have Stockholm syndrome, and we like the pain. And it is funny. I mean, KB's response to this video, watching Doom's video of Dan, I must say, I mean, it's pretty funny.
I haven't loaded.
You have to like the noises. Wow! It's like I don't know why. I can't help it. It's entertaining to me, and that's literally all it is at face value. Is Kevin Brennan is reduced to making funny voices, and that's why I like it.
I have not seen the Kevin Brennan response.
Funny.
But this struck me as
long.
I don't know. I just felt like he's like, Kevin, it feels like Kevin's stealing all my viewers when he goes on.
Really relax here.
No.
Ain't nobody. I mean, it happens in this verse. We should come out with a schedule and build a fucking.
Nah.
The same thing I want to do with because I started building these AI models. Not AI models. That sounds way too. I started uploading clips of like KB's voice and building my own AI voices, and I want to just give them free on a website. So you just type in you can type in whatever, and you have KB or Stuttering John or whatever say it, and you can record it if you want to in a very easy way. I'm trying to work on that right now, but maybe within that I'll build a schedule out. So and I'll put everybody's actual schedules on there so people know who in the Dabbleverse is going on at what time. The real Dabbleverse.tv.
Every week you just throw a dart at the board for us to figure out.
No, I mean, for us. Well, yeah. Yeah.
And once again, I don't begrudge a guy trying to get some money. There's nothing wrong with that.
Sounds like you're begrudging him.
And I thought, well, hey, if I do Fridays, then that's not interfering with that. I'm like, then even my audience will not get interfered with that. But then that wasn't enough. So you do the Friday 4 p.m. show, but that's not enough. I got to turn the machine on again at 9 o'clock on Friday night and start churning out the cash machine again.
I was thinking the same thing, dude.
This guy's so hurt.
I mean, I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, damn, KB, 2 Friday shows? Wow. And then I think you did 2 Saturday shows too last week.
Yeah, well, he is a guy that doesn't go out of his apartment except to bicycle, right? It appears like he's alone most of the time.
He's 64
He's got nothing else to do.
Old.
Yeah, so
is he older than you?
What is we're the same age, actually.
Is he?
No, the same age. Yeah, so but he's got nothing to do, right? He wants to do something interesting. There's nothing on TV. Money. It's not. Yeah, I mean, it is. Look, it's making money, but he's enjoying himself while he's doing it. He doesn't appear to be, but I feel like he's enjoying himself. Frankly, I don't watch it. I'm not a watcher. I'm not a fan. But
hey, you're a fucking pussy.
I can't get get behind he's making money. This just sounds like this guy's butthurt.
Here's the thing.
I had a Friday audience. Kevin stole my audience. It sounds like Kevin with the when they started doing the point Dabble point at 4 on Fridays, and Kevin's like, they're just trying to fuck me. That's why they're doing it. They just want to fuck me.
You just gotta understand, like, I mean, maybe you're getting too close, dude. You're getting too close to these guys. I think it's starting to affect who you like and dislike. I don't know these people personally. See, you kind of know Ray and
Right,
KB
but I don't
a little more personally.
I dislike.
You've met them and stuff like that.
I'll prove my point. I dislike Kevin, but yet here I am
Sure.
defending. I'm defending Kevin.
Exactly, you're on the same side as him.
Right.
You're just trying to take some shots at
No,
Dan.
and I'm like,
Fucking
Dan.
my
It's
friend
like
Dan, my
yeah.
best friend Dan.
When he did the Gino thing, I go and I get $500 of walking around money, Gino, and I go, I give it to homeless people. Oh, quit! You're jerking me off.
Greedy son of a bitch that has to fuck, like that. And then of course, and once again, I'm small potatoes. Don't get me wrong. I know we're, I'm just a stupid guy doing a show.
I bet you have a stupid joke
But-
for potatoes right there. Come on, let's.
He
hear
goes
it.
on and
It's
insults
fucking
my friend
obnoxious.
Cardiff.
Because all it is you getting shit faced
Cardiff, who signed my wife's tits.
and sending Stevie Lou a link or whoever else, Liam, turning on your fucking thing.
Pause it for a second. I think I tweeted once a couple years ago about Stuttering John is the type of dude that would like go up to a hot chick and ask if he can sign her tits.
Stuttering John would go.
Stuttering John's like, can I sign your can I sign your can I sign your boobies? Can I autograph your boobies?
Exactly.
And,
I didn't remember
Barbie
Cardiff
thing.
did it, right? And then she's wearing her Respect the Potato shirt one day. And I'm like, what's that on your top? He was over on the top, right? What is that? And it was CE, Cardiff's initials. And I'm like, oh, he really did sign her tit.
Yeah.
And I said to Cardiff, wow, I never knew you
Yeah.
actually did that. He goes,
Deglita.
you were standing right there.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That was,
You're just an old man
yes.
with a soft boner.
We could stop with me being an old man. Go ahead.
And
Go ahead,
and
go
then
ahead.
just trying to basically, take over that, Friday night audience. So fuck you, Kevin. Your show fucking is so awful now.
Hi, I'm Dan. And my hiney hurts. Kevin hurt my hiney.
I
know
don't
if
know,
you guys
dude.
watched
Some
tonight.
part of me thinks this is like
I mean, the last couple of
part of the radio. Like
When it ends,
Part-
I'll tell you.
part of
I'll
the
tell.
thing.
When it ends, I'll tell you exactly what I think. But
this is a
I-
thing. This is
if I tell you now, then I can't go through and trash.
this is good
these
marketing.
people are poverty dead. They don't work.
I bet
sad.
his subs went up.
You're
I just
right.
got
I mean,
an extra 30 subs.
I mean,
today
I have a job,
from
so I don't
KB.
really care. Like, I'm not counting my. I'm not. Oh my god, how much did I get in super
good
chat?
watching
Wrong stream, by the way. $2.
subs. You
Thank
know,
wrong
those
stream.
are good subs.
People are poverty damn. They don't work. Sad. I'm not really counting the super chats or what. It's just that's fun. That's like the icing on the cake.
Why is he dressed like Chad, with the hat and
Bro,
the
you're
big
dressed like a
glasses?
15-year-old. What are you talking about?
I get it, but I'm wearing a hat because I'm bald, and if I
Okay.
take it off, the light will shine so brightly it'll create glare on the lens.
You're wearing a fucking colorful ass shirt. Okay.
Do you
I'm
see
just
what
saying,
my
you're wearing
shirt
a
says
fucking
there,
rubber ducky on
Sparky?
your goddamn head.
Have you read my shirt?
No, so weird being the same age as old people. Oh my God, Schmuel. You're
I'm
gonna
full of.
give me a heart attack with
I
that
am
one.
full of humor, aren't I?
I know.
The old people love it.
Yes, I know they
But
do.
you've got fucking assholes like Kevin. They
This
put
guy is
no thought, no
armored out pretty hard, though.
effort into what you're doing. Rehashing the same shit over and over again. And then the worst part is it's so
I have an argument about this, which is what these guys don't understand is Kevin doesn't have to put as much work or prep into his show because he's been doing it for so long. So he comes to the show with 20 or 30 years of experience and his ability to do it. It's like Melton. Melton can do the steel toe thing without, he can watch them cold and still comment because he's been doing it for so long. But this guy's argument is, this is the same argument here where the doctor only spends 5 minutes with me and charges me money. you're not paying for the 5 minutes. You're paying for all the years that they were there beforehand. So it's work, dude.
I mean,
So insulting.
Yeah.
These Friday and Saturday night shows, he just gets shit faced. And then after he has a nice buzz, all right, we'll turn on the YouTube and I'll send out a link to like the same 6 people as I always do. Snorcerer, Fat Liam.
Snorcerer, I like that. I like that. I've never heard that one. I'm glad the MKE, the MK era is over, dude.
I liked
Oh,
MK. Did you see the time when
how did we even ever
MKE
meet?
MKE was having problems with the girlfriend, right? Remember that? Mazzy, whatever her name was,
sure.
and blah blah.
No,
and the
I don't, but who
sorcerer,
cares?
a psychiatrist, a man who went through medical school, is telling the sorcerer, he's like, the sorcerer's telling him, maybe you want to go to Detroit and like try to see her and everything else. And everybody else was like freaking out, like, no, don't do that. No, don't do that. It was great.
Why?
Why what? Oh, because it would be like
he's a fucking
stalking and he's a
because he's a fucking weird. Yeah.
It's like
Good
she
job,
doesn't want to
sorcerer.
see you anymore. The one
He
thing
got
you don't
so pissy. How do these guys? Where have their social skills been all these years? They don't know how to like. You're just like you've never like heard of a sourpuss. Like I would never. I can't even imagine being able to like. Okay, Kevin Brennan, whatever you think of him, like him or hate him. Like the show's it's a lot of people are watching. There's the good amount of people, not a lot of people.
He's
there's
a
good amount of people watching
curmudgeon.
within the community. And you're
That's
gonna
what's
fucking
funny
just
about
like
this.
come on and just be a sourpuss. It's like first of all, it's disrespectful. Second of all, it's like if you don't want to be there, then don't even accept the link. Like it's like one of those things where you complain about people like Brendan Schaub or even Blake Griffin got this heat. Like you're gonna go to a comedy club and take off like seats from other comedians because you're like a popular YouTuber or whatever. Or in this case, Blake Griffin. Actually, in Blake's defense, he wasn't really taking up. He was doing like his own little venues and inviting people. He wasn't doing it at comedy clubs. And some people were pissed off that like these YouTube creators, you know, they're going to these comedy clubs and they're so like you're taking up a spot from somebody else. Like, get back, go. We're all trying. Go fuck yourself. Well, at least I'm trying to climb over people.
right. But you can't. You get
It's like you, Schmuel.
what does Brendan get? Like maybe 600 people, right? Like,
but
there's a vast audience on YouTube, so it's like,
yeah, 600 people at 16,000 subs. It's like,
I'm not saying it's
like the
bad,
good
but I'm
ratio. It's
saying
on
like
the better end of the spectrum of the ratios.
Yeah,
you
but
don't
if
want to be like, look at Opie. Opie's on the complete bottom. Now, Opie's, you want to talk about views? I sort of understand why Opie's views are so down. Like they're so
because everything sucks. He does.
Yes, but a lot of it also like you look because if he would have started from fresh when he began podcasting again, he would have maybe he'd have a much better ratio. But because his YouTube channel's been around for so long, it's like all these old accounts that have been following it. Who knows if those accounts even exist, half of them anymore. But it's been, like he got those subs a long time ago. Right. So like you see like MLC, even Shuli and WATP, even WAT's like these accounts are like relatively new. So like when they shoot up to like 10 or 20,000, then your ratio is pretty fucking good. Like when you get to do live stuff, if that's why a lot of them are there. Like a guy like Crackamico, he's got 20,000, but he's only got like a couple hundred people following and watching him. This is because most of his subs are there for his music. Right. So like MLC is like a very concentrated type of fan. He's got 14,000 subs, and there's he hits about 600-700 every single night, and he's
if you go to an MLC,
making at least $200,000.
You go to MLC and you go to an MLC event, and the age range of the viewers is a lot closer to me than it is to you. So.
I know that. I've been to the shows,
but a lot of these
artists are closer in your age than me.
Because we're all people. I shouldn't say we're all people. I'm one of those people that you did something when you were younger, right? You were performing, you're on stage, and then you went, you had a career. You couldn't, wasn't possible. I wasn't going to be able to make a living doing that, and and it wasn't my passion, and
Yeah.
being able to pay my bills was. But the thing you said about like Opie is the same thing with Stuttering John, right? He's got he's got 50,000 or 35,000 Twitter followers, and his posts get an engagement of 26 people because it's all old stuff. It's people stuff. Remember from
yeah, and it's like I'm telling you, half those accounts are not even active anymore. Most of those people are dead. Nah, but you know what I mean.
No, but and the thing with Opie too is like when he came back after he lost the XM job and stuff, instead of trying to be new, he went back to where he was. So it was like, and by the time he got out into the podcast world, his star had been diminished, right? People thought he was an asshole. Most people were on Anthony's side, and he has done nothing to show us
and then
that
even further,
he was important to that project, and he was.
And even further with Jim Norton. So like, people knew about all that shit even after it was Opie and Jim and yada yada and blah blah blah. So
right, well, they fought on air because that was Opie. Gotta be real. Gotta be real.
You gotta be real. I gotta go take a picture of this guy taking a shit.
Have you seen the? I don't know how much you watch Melton, but there's the steel toe word of the day. He uses remarkable a lot.
Oh, okay.
He uses remarkable all the time. Opie used
to. Is remarkable the word of the day every day? No, right?
He jokes around like, "Oh, the secret word," but if you'll use it, he won't use it. And then after the first time he says remarkable, there's got to be at least 5 more times that he'll say it. It's actually pretty funny, but remarkable comes up a lot. Opie used to do obnoxious all the time.
That's obnoxious.
That's obnoxious.
God, he's so obnoxious.
And I used to like going, can you fucking stop? Like, get a new word, man. So let's.
Dude, I just listened to that episode from when Jim Norton's telling Opie and Anthony about the plane ride that he took with when he sits next to Nicolas Cage, and he does the impression so good. he goes, "Oh hey, just wanted to say I'm a big fan." He goes, "Huh? Yeah." And he does the impression fucking perfect. Huh? All right, go.
Norton is great, and that was the other thing too. Is like Norton was doing stuff that people were laughing at, we were all having fun at, and Opie didn't like it. Like Uncle Paul. Opie never liked Uncle Paul. It's not a funny subject.
Paul from Always Sunny in Philadelphia is stolen from Opie and Anthony for sure. Uncle Paulie. Yeah, come on, you're just gonna come have fun with us, right? Yeah.
I've heard people say that Doug Bell was stolen from Stuttering John, but I don't know that that's.
I like that, but I also think Don Barris, DG.
Yeah. All right. You got to back off your mic a little bit.
DB, Doug Bell. DB.
All right, let's go on.
All right,
let's get on here.
Talked to Fat Liam for the first time last night. That was interesting with Jake Hudson's stream.
Calling the guy fat is not new, and it's not interesting.
Yeah,
that's why I think a lot of this is performative, dude. This is like a thing.
Well, I think
maybe
it's
maybe he even paid Doom to like clip him for him.
That would be likely.
I mean, it's not a bad thing for somebody with 1,000 subs.
But the guy got on.
Trying to get into space.
Like what is he?
Doom.
The Schmuel method.
I mean, it's not. Well, you're paying someone. I mean,
that
would be more on the clipper than it would be on the content creator.
No, I know.
The clipper would have low scruples, but who gives a fuck?
This guy
they're trying to make money.
No, this guy's the little dog, biting on the elephant's leg, trying to get attention.
Okay.
And he had made, like, Carl had quoted him on one of his shows.
All of a sudden, you're a Liam defender. And, I love it.
Oh, I'm not a Liam defender. I'm not a Liam defender at all. But I'm used to being called, fat, old, and ugly. All right, we'll get something new. Let's. All right, can we move on?
I know they always call me a stupid.
I know.
Addict.
And it's like, yeah, all right,
That's true.
Let's move on. Let's move on. I don't know, man. You've held the job for 2 weeks, so I think that's pretty remarkable.
Nice podcast. Stupid guy doesn't like me. I get it. He's, a shit stirrer.
Shmuel is not Jewish.
Carlos Dager, who almost
Popular.
Maybe I am.
Carlos actually is of the people that you could have on that show.
Contrary to
probably
popular
more
belief, is what I was trying to say.
Better guests. MKE, who I like.
Boo.
Dan and I
Got
have
it.
something in common.
Guy.
Yeah, fucking fuck now.
And then Stevie Lou, who's just
He's in your
awful
weight range.
I know Stevie Lou is real friends with BYB and all those guys.
No,
But,
they're not.
Not anymore. I mean, he was, but Stevie Lou is like universally disliked.
That's because Stevie Lou's a fucking snake.
Oh, is he?
Yeah. He's first of all, he's stupid. He'll believe anything you tell him. I don't know why my shit's blurry, but he'll believe anything you tell him, and then try to make friends with him. He hears one rumor and he blocks you, cuts you off, whatever. I was friendly with the guy. All of a sudden, he's trying to get in with them and get MLC. He's trying to climb over him to get to Kevin, of course.
Yeah.
But
the night I did a stream with Ray about the airport in Cleveland, and
there we go.
And somebody, we had fuck, marry, kill as one of the things, like who would you do? And
You guys
I don't
are
remember.
so cool. Dude.
I don't remember who I'd fuck or marry. It was a time when everybody was asking the question, but I had kill Stevie Lou because there's just not much there. And the next morning, I got a DM from him telling me that on Twitter that it was nice knowing me.
Oh God, you are so dramatic, bro.
I'm some fucking moron from Queens. Jesus.
And then you've got Felicia. Oh, sweet Felicia. Everyone's favorite psycho bumble girlfriend. And that's what his show has become.
I like Felicia.
His show is-
What the fuck, dude?
She's crazy, man.
I think she's great on the show. I think this is what KB does. He brings your girlfriend on. He fucking goes after your sister that hates you. He goes, because that's him. That's like he's like the bitter, poorer, older brother.
I get it. I get it.
That's why he's.
But she's like it. It's like she's a stalker, and she can't. It's been years since she's been with Pat, and can't let it fucking go. And every day comes up with new shit.
It's performative.
This
is, dude. Here's the thing about KB. Like, he's like you have to ignore it. You can't like it. If you like it or you hate it, he goes off on you. You can't like something that he likes. You can't hate something that he like. Whatever.
Well, I what do you call it? It's
right.
You
it's
have
the
your.
shtick.
You have.
So you keep him out of. I'm sorry. I don't mean to cut you off, but you keep him out of your mouth. All right. Go.
Let me finish. God damn it. I don't watch him. That's basically.
I know you don't.
And I don't like Felicia, and I don't watch her. But if you're bringing her up in a conversation, when you say you like her or she's good,
yeah.
I disagree. I think she's
that's fine.
She's like box office poison. Yeah.
Well.
Told old Yakov he better watch his back.
Now, do I think she's funny? Absolutely not. She's not funny at all. Nor does she bring any point to anything. She doesn't add anything to the conversation ever, usually. But just the fact that she's got this feud with Pat Dixon and that's Pat Dixon's ex-girlfriend is hilarious to me.
Yeah.
So, go Felicia.
It would be to me if she wasn't getting his stream taken down and she wasn't reporting people and she wasn't trying to destroy his life. But, that's the difference. It's not funny. If she was an ex-girlfriend that was on telling stories, right?
Don't stick your dick in crazy. I don't know what to tell you.
Well, that's hard to do, man. That is a very, very hard thing.
Not that hard.
No,
I've not stuck my dick in a lot of crazy girls.
Crazy chicks are the most attractive thing on the planet.
That's when you don't get any pussy, Schmuel.
No, it's when you get like a guy like Dixon.
When you look like me.
Yeah.
You don't gotta have the crazy girl. You go for the Go for the
Dixon-
ones with low self-esteem.
Dixon never seemed to have a problem with pussy. It's when you get too much pussy, you're like,
Yeah.
I want something more. So
Okay. So when you're in,
my
see,
opinion.
that's where the cocaine comes in play. See,
How does that come into
do more
play?
cocaine, you fuck less crazy bitches. Logical.
You're probably fucking a lot more needy ones because you're not paying them, but boy, if you're paying for that powder, it gets to be an expensive thing.
Because when you bring the drugs in and have sex with them, they feel extra. They want to disassociate with you more, which is better.
Well, if you look at me,
The nitty-gritty.
I'm no matinee idol. It's like I like the girlfriend. You know, I like dating. I like being with somebody for
What
a
a
long
fucking
time.
homo.
I know.
Start the clip, dude.
Turn it on, sit back, don't question the guests, let them be crazy, and then just count the super chats. And now
This
you
is
get
performative,
the
Dan,
super
dude.
chat.
Come on.
Yeah, it is. This is all about.
I like Dan.
Yeah, and this it just sounds to me like I think it's performative. This is my gut on this. My gut on this is all of this is bullshit. He's been trying to stick it to people in the Dabbleverse or in any verse. He's been trying to stick it to people. Be that little dog biting on that elephant's leg, trying to get attention of other people. That's what he's trying to do, and that's it. Look, it's working. We're watching a clip of him. If it was
He's
just
a puppy.
if it's just
He's
his
a
show,
puppy. Leave him alone. You'll get
I would-
bigger. Just
I would-
pet him. He's a puppy.
Well, he's he's hoping to get bigger, but I don't know what there is because everything I've seen of him is this stuff. When he did the Gianu stuff,
I keep forgetting about Gianu. I like that.
he's gonna go on here. He talks about Carl and Cardiff and
For
whatnot.
these idiots, like, I don't even want to say their names, but the Gustavs, the Borgos, the Legends, they're not even like.
Well, Legend is a piece of
telling
shit.
saying
Fuck
anything
him.
Funny, they're just like talking about like their lives and Brad.
The Legend's a strange thing. Someday when we'll do.
I don't even think it's the real Legend.
Asking questions.
I don't even think it's the real him. There used to be RP the Legend, RP the MLC Legend. There used to be that guy. That guy,
Right.
I don't know if that guy's the same guy anymore. But now there's this new Legend. I never believed that they were the same person.
Oh, is it interesting because the John is talking about the rats and everybody who turns on him and whatnot, and
Yeah, his daughter literally turned on him.
and the legend gave out some info that John had given him, and they were like, "Oh, well, isn't a legend a rat?" And John's like, "Kind of," but John really needs the legend because he's like his last big super chatter and friend.
bragging about things and talking shit, and it's so fucking lame.
This is just fucking this YouTube
And shame on
whoring,
me.
dude. Everybody
Shame on
does
me,
it. I used
'cause
to do it back in the
couple
day
weeks
too.
ago, I watched and I said, "Listen, I'm not gonna participate in this anymore."
He's a talented guy.
This
He's
used to
got
be
the
funny. It
ability
used to be
to.
like a cool, like little,
he's-
community.
He's
that
definitely got the
created.
ability to talk. He's got a radio
You lost-
voice,
dude, you
and he's
lost
talented.
fucking
He's
grip,
comfortable in
bro.
front of the camera, and he's good on the mic,
You've lost it.
right? But is
Ball
that
wash
enough?
him more. Ooh.
Is that enough?
You're greedy.
No, you got to look. It's like we're
have
trying to
no
look at the whole
integrity
picture here,
whatsoever.
Sparky.
You've lost all your artistic.
I know you
integrity.
cokeheads have a
Oh,
limited
nickname.
attention span.
It's sad.
Nickname now, huh?
It's sad.
Wow.
It's almost as sad as watching Mike Tyson go 8 rounds just to get a payday. That's you
Oh.
are Mike Tyson now, Kevin Brennan. And actually, that's probably giving you too much credit because you never really got to the level of Mike Tyson.
What's
That
the
was more like your brother.
What's the problem with that? If I offered you 10 million to go into a ring with Jake Paul, right? Would you do it if you were Mike Tyson? And you got ground rules, you knew you
If I
weren't
needed
gonna
10
get
million,
hurt,
yeah.
You're gonna walk away with 10 million, and Mike lost a
Yeah.
bunch of money. So
Mike lost a bunch of money?
Mike he's not.
Oh.
we were
okay,
talking-
yeah. I
we
know.
were talking
Over
about
the
that. He
years,
lost
yes.
all that money, and it's just like, and he's got
Well,
kids.
a lot of
and
that money was
family.
stolen too, but yes.
Right, that's what I mean. But a lot of he's got kids and family and all sorts of other stuff. And Mike, the one thing they always say about him was he was a generous guy. He likes to give it away. So why not?
Yeah.
You were kind of more of a.
It's my money. If I want to do it, it's my responsibility. I don't care anymore. All right,
a second-rate boxer. You never really got to that level. But that's what you are.
What are you
You're
doing
just
here?
payday. It's really like it's
Go to 1.5. It's fine.
It's kind of sad.
I did.
So, you know, I said it like 2 weeks ago. Now I really mean it. I am never spending another $1 on MLC. I will never ever.
Oh no! Wow!
Kevin's getting so hurt.
Oh no! Well, that's what Kevin was doing earlier. Yeah, you're going. Bye.
No integrity whatsoever.
Bye.
You just sold out any sort of point to what your show is, and you bring on the same stupid fucking idiots all over again. Whatever, do whatever you want. So I'm out of the MLC business.
I guess he's not going to have you as a repeat guest.
No, why not?
And
I like him.
I said last night, if you watched,
I like Dan. What the fuck? Why you doing this now to me?
You completely missed it, right? Got the same stupid fucking idiots on all the time. Forget it.
Oh,
we'll talk about
I was on one time.
Maybe I'll watch like Stalin or Doom or whatever. I'll watch the clips, but I'm not watching. I'm not wasting my time.
Stalin.
Hey, does this guy know how Stalin entered our universe?
Does this guy know what?
Do you know how Stalin entered our universe, entered the Dabbleverse?
I only know him from BYB chat. He used to be Italian Stallion or whatever. Stallion.
He, about the time he started clipping, these guys,
That came later, yeah.
He was sending KB a bunch of super chats.
Mm-hmm.
And then because
Italian
of the
Stallion.
super chats,
Italian Stalin.
well, he did it when he moved over to Stalin 19.
Still don't even know. Yeah.
So
I don't even know if it's Stalin though.
Let me finish the
Stallion.
goddamn sentence, David. Jesus. When Stalin moved over to Brennan, right, he was super chatting Brennan, and then Brennan would look at his clips because of that. And there were people that were complaining.
Oh yeah.
Stalin, like, I bought his way into this or whatever. But the deal is that he might have bought his way into it. He might have done that, but he came through, man. He had the content, and it was good.
Who was saying that?
It was on Twitter quite a while ago. How Stalin and I.
It sounds like you're saying that, but you're being. Sounds like you're saying that. You're being too much of a bitch to put your name on it.
I didn't. No.
Nobody's saying Italian Stallion, aka Stalin 19.
Stalin 19.
That's him. It's the same person.
We'll find. All right. Well, we'll find.
That's when he used the super chat. This fucking. First of all, I can't believe we're talking about this.
Dave,
hold on.
Take a gummy, man. Slow down. Let me finish the goddamn sentence. It was on Twitter. Somebody put up a comment that said that he had bought his way in, and the only reason why KB was looking at his clips was because he was a super chatter. And the reality is he may have gotten him KB's notice, but it certainly wouldn't have lasted if he couldn't back it up, and he backed it up with excellent work. So.
Well, it is a funny thing to say. I still think you get too mad at these people making jokes, buddy.
I'm not.
Here's the thing. I know how I am.
You're confusing my enthusiasm with madness. Right?
I know that. Maybe that's what I'm doing.
And maybe I do get mad, but it's only because the guys that seem to produce in this universe, the YouTube universe, not just the Dabbleverse, the guys that really create stuff, those are the guys that these guys shit on all the time. And I'm like, maybe if you got off your ass, you might be able to do. You might be that successful, right? Or you might be that popular. And it's you going back to the social skills things. These are the guys that sit there and complain about every fucking little thing because they got no lives. So, I'm going to attack Stalin. That's what I'm going to do. It's bullshit. All right. You can sit with that for a little while.
I'm not wasting another Saturday night watching your fucking garbage while you're shit-faced turning on the cash machine. It's over.
Pause it.
And I can't tell.
I must say the Saturday night stuff, like Sorcerer, feel like I've said this a million times. Really did feel like a Patreon hangout once a month. Your $25 tier, you get to come go on with KB for like a Saturday night, hang out with them and Zoom. It's basically what it felt like.
Yeah,
Sorcerer, I guess, has some cool insight every once in a while, but he's boring. Snorcer, like Dan said, and MKE is just not. Even when he's mad, he's not entertaining to me.
Right. Maybe I like the Sorcerer because I like his intelligence and I like the way he can explain things, and he can also put things into perspective.
Yeah, but he's like that. Like Liam is in that way. Like Liam doesn't really match somebody's energy if they're getting mad or raising their voice or speaks fast. He kind of has like he's very monotone and calculated
Very even,
and
yeah.
even keel.
Well, that's, look, if you're going to be a psychiatrist, that's what you have to do. You got crazy people telling you that.
Yeah, but when you
Jesus-
have both of them together and then you just have KB yelling, and then then Liam has these long diatribes too. He's got to fucking comment on everything, which like me. So you put us together, we're gonna have a great time.
Yeah, you drive Liam nuts. I'm gonna get the I'm gonna get the direct message tomorrow from a creator that's gonna be like, Dave needs to slow down. Dave needs to stop talking. Dave is too.
Well, that's what cocaine does to me.
Right,
it slows me down.
This is
I'm
what
already I'm in the red already. Go.
That's like an ADH. That's like the reverse effect of Adderall.
No, it's how Adderall works. That's what it does. When you're constantly let's say if your normal people are 50 to 60%, right? ADH people are 70 to 80% all the time. And what Adderall does is when you take it, it puts your body into the red, which helps it self-regulate. So now if you're in the 50, 60, you take it, that only ramps you up to 70 or 80. It's not high enough for your body to self-regulate it. If you're in the 70, 80 range all the time, like I am, I'm constantly blah, 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 blah. When I take that, it puts me into the red, and then my body self-regulates and it like mellows me out. I could like fall asleep half the time. If I do one or two little rail rooskies,
it regulated.
Knock out, baby.
It enabled me when I was taking it to be actually to be able to accomplish something, because I'd get like 10 things in front of me and I wouldn't know where to start, and I would pick the least important. So
now, of course, if you take more, obviously, then it ramps your ass up. But you get the point.
I would seriously consider doing that. Like and I'm not saying you to watch my show or watch anybody else. I say go out and spend time with your family. Go do something else.
Which is weird, because this guy is sitting here saying, "Oh, I was sitting there watching it on Saturday nights," but he's telling other people to go out. And if he went out with his family or whatever, why would he give a shit what KB is?
I like how Dan's like personally feels offended that like KB, as if KB was like, well, I'm gonna go after Dan's show, and I'm gonna go twice. I don't want Dan's show to go to be on, or like I want to take his audience. I don't think that's really happening, but I like the angle, Dan. It's funny.
But it's the
originally
comedy.
he did it to fuck with Point Dabble Point. We know that.
All right, but it's the comedy thing, right? It's the you're at the club and you're like an open micer and you just started getting paid and you got a set, you're all excited, and then Brennan walks in and takes your spot. And then you're sitting there and you're going on at 1 o'clock in the morning.
Mm-hmm. Happens to all of them, dude. I'm not even gonna say all of us. Happens to all of them.
Well, if the buffering works, it's a waste. It's so beyond the point of where you would want to watch it anymore. But he's 64 years old. He's an old man. It's like the Beatles song. When I'm 64, I'm just gonna collect super chats. I'm just gonna turn on the cash machine and collect super chats when I'm 64.
The thing that is funny about this stuff is I take a much more global view of this. I'm looking at the economics of what people do and how you make money and other stuff. If Brennan were not at all talented, if his show were not at all interesting, he wouldn't be getting those super chats in the first place, right? So,
Yeah, because it's fun to make Kevin laugh. That's why they do it. You want to try to be funny. Because he's such a curmudgeon. Or you want to say something to piss him off so he yells back at you.
Yeah. I mean, and I always thought in the beginning that this stuff, that it was all an act, right? But I think he really does get pissed off. Like, he really is that miserable guy. But I've been told he's not.
I mean, he was hanging out with Melton and stuff. Yeah, because first of all, Kevin's a bitch too. He doesn't like confrontation. He's not like someone that in person wants to be confrontational. He's not like that. No, how he gets his anger out is on stage or through text messages, and then like, oh, what are you gonna do? Hit me? Like, he never up to him. Like, you've seen I forget the black dude's name. He kept saying the N-word on the no, not that black dude. Back in the day, and like when he was still doing Burning Bridges, it was like maybe 2017. He was doing it with like, you know what, dude, and stuff like that, like with Bobby Kelly and all that shit. Right. So this like that one guy kept saying the N-word over and over again, and then the black dude got up and then like Brennan kept like his hands by his hands, like he kept like putting his hands, but he sat down. He didn't like get up and be like, get the fuck out of my face. Like he didn't. He's like, all right. And the same thing with Gary Goldman. Like he just backed off. Same with Bobby Kelly.
And there was another guy on his show where he called his agent and said the guy had been out gambling.
Same thing with Bob Levy.
Yeah, the Bob Levy stuff never. But he got from that story. From what I understand, he really did get pissed off that Levy was talking to Chad, and he really, really thought they were plotting against him. So I don't know.
Oh, well, I believe that because Chad's a fucking piece of shit.
Yeah, but Levy's not. But Levy's not. Levy's not.
And this was probably before Chad got back on MLC.
Right. It was because he had to bring Chad back on because nobody else wants to go on his show.
No, Chad's not like Ray that at least like I give this to him and I've said this forever. At least he doesn't like curl up into a ball when Chad yells at him. Like he's not afraid to give his own opinion in worry that Kevin's gonna get mad or something. And he also knows when to ball wash and play along. So with that, I'll say Chad's fine. Everything else is garbage. Stealing jokes, unacceptable. Even if it's from your friend KB, go fuck yourself. You charged people and then did KB's jokes. If I want to go see KB's jokes, I'll pay for KB's jokes. Okay, I'll go pay to see KB. I'll go put on a fucking video from 30 years ago. All right.
Okay, yeah. That's the other. Thank you for bringing that up, Metal, tonight. This was another thing that threw me over the top. He's talking about doing shows with the potato and the puppet. And the puppet guy actually is all right, Tukey or whatever. I mean, it's kind of hack with the puppet stuff, but then he's talking about getting the potato guy on again. That show that they did with the potato, that was like really like the first salvo for me. Oh my god, I cannot stand that fucking Cardiff potato guy. I'm sorry. I know people like him.
Cardiff.
I agree.
A1. I like Cardiff a lot. Cardiff.
No, I like Cardiff. He's fine, but I mean,
he's very funny, subtly, but he's very funny.
I mean, funny. Sure, he's a good second. I don't know if he's a good lead.
Yeah, we could. Well, anyway, I'm gonna let him go.
Him or whatever, but I don't get it. He's not funny. He's smart.
Carter's fine. He's not above criticism though.
And he can't show his face, so he's got a potato fucking filter dancing around.
Oh shit!
And like I'm gonna talk to a talking
Ray
who
DeVito. You gotta send him the link sometime. No, get 7 minutes left till we're done.
I don't know what the deal is. Cannot stand the fucking potato guy. And some of the other people, like the corn guy, is all right, I guess. Although I see Obi talking to the talking corn, I get a little douche chill when I see that. The puppet guy is all right. The orange guy, not so much. But the
corn
potato,
diff.
oh my god,
fuck corn diff, dude.
I like corn dip. Corn dip is another one of those guys that I like.
No, I like it. I like them all, dude. They're all fine, dude. Jesus.
What's your opinion?
I literally don't give a shit about. I can't even possibly care to even hate these people. Come on.
What are you thinking about OJ?
They're fine. I don't watch OJ. I mean, I catch it. I've sleep to it. I wake up to it or sleep to it. I like that. It's not.
We're supposed to be,
his voice isn't particularly
right.
The things he has to say, they're not particularly. Whatever. It's fine. These people are fine. But we're
supposed to be critics, right? We're not. We don't. It's not about their personality.
It's lukewarm
whether
to me.
we like them or not.
It doesn't move the needle for me.
We're critiquing shows. We have a lot of fault to do it because we suck, but we're critiquing shows, so it's okay. I'm not even critiquing. I don't even like critiquing shows. There's no point even doing that. That's gay. Just critique the shit that they say. Sure. I mean, we're critiquing the things that they say, and we're talking about it in the context that they say it. I'm saying personally that I like Dan's show. You haven't mentioned Dan's show or anything like, oh, this guy does a garbage show. You're mentioning whatever the context of what he's saying. Well, I can't. Yeah, but I don't know whether his show is garbage or not. I really like
exactly same thing with the MLC. You keep having this opinion on MLC. You never watched.
Let me finish a goddamn sentence. Jesus, David. I got MLC. I came to not watching it because I used to watch it. That's how I developed my opinion. With this guy, I watched his stuff, and to me, it's all performative. It's all about a guy who wants to kind of shit on the big guys, trying to get their attention.
The potato.
Fair enough. I agree, actually.
Like about the potato guy. That fat.
But I don't hate that.
And I get the guys that like this guy I mean, what's the talent? Like, what? Tell me why you're an alternative to Cardiff. Why are you better than Cardiff? Right? Like, if you're gonna shit on Cardiff, tell me what you think, not just I hate him.
All right, easy, Lash LaRue. Come on.
That unfunny, smug cunt of a person. I can't.
Well,
there's nothing.
Smug a little bit, maybe.
You know, he comes on. Oh my god! When I see like a clip of it, it just makes me cringe. And to think that anyone would be like, "Oh yeah, you know, we're gonna get him on my show."
Cardiff is a very nice guy, and when
I know.
Let me finish. When we started doing this podcast, Cardiff was giving me help, technical help, stuff like that on the side.
He's like your mistress. He's like your producer mistress.
No, I wish he was. I asked him if he wanted to do this.
Yeah, he's too busy.
I told him we could get a rubber mask for him, and he could, use a voice changer, because I was quick to replace you, but I'm stuck.
Too busy.
Really?
Way too busy for you.
Really? Like that's hackamania, right? Like, I'll steal that term. That is hack 101. I gotta get the potato guy on my show, because maybe I'll get 100 more viewers, and I'll get 100 more in super chats. I mean, that's all it is. It's like you're just thinking about the bottom line.
Yeah, I don't want to.
He's not wrong.
I don't want to put the popular guy on that's going to generate buzz and money. Let me get Jake Hudson. I'll have him come on.
If I'm ever talking.
Well, pause it for a sec. Well, to be fair, in this world, look, Dan. I've only started following him for the past maybe 5 months. But as soon as I saw his show, I was like, oh, it's been around for a while. I'm like, oh, dude, I kind of was instantly, just from the name, Nice Podcast, Stupid. I was like, oh, I like this actually. And but Cardiff, like as far as the Dabbleverse goes, like Cardiff is like been there. He's like that meme from the Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe. It's like, don't talk to me about Black Magic Witch. I was there when it was written. so it's like, it's kind of like, first of all, I'm out of the Dabbleverse, I'm out of the MLC, okay, and then he's like starting to go after Cardiff. It's like, come on, dude, this guy's he's right. It's the classic heel turn.
Right.
I mean, come on.
It goes on everybody.
And I'm all for it. I love it. Give me more. If it's a work, great. I don't care.
It feels very much like a work.
In fact, I will never, ever, ever be on the same screen as that fucking potato asshole ever. I don't care. I'm not.
All right.
To go
all
that
right.
I don't want to talk to the fucking potato.
Challenge accepted. I'm just joking.
And I bet $10 if the potato sent this guy a link, he'd be right on there.
Maybe not. He's even laughing.
For podcasts in this universe, the potato is such a weird place to draw the line. Well, I that's the thing too, is I'm very like sort of.
Not trying to tell me this guy doesn't like wrestling. Come on.
I'm really just.
It's gotta be.
This guy's the biggest wrestling fan.
All the work.
This guy even probably walks like this.
Award show.
Just like for no reason. Not because his arms are big, just because he just has like he walks like Cold Stone. Cold Stone? Stone Cold.
It's better that way. I'd rather have 33.
Can we agree that we think this is all performative? He doesn't believe a word he's saying, that he's just doing this because he's trying to get noticed, trying to get clipped?
I like that idea. I think part of it, yes, but maybe, the KB stuff. Here's the thing. He's not even saying things that are untrue. Like, KB is a loop. Cardiff is a little smug. I don't know. It's fun.
But, okay.
Viewers or whatever. And I'm not going to, and the other thing too, anyone watches? Tell me the last time I've ever talked about Stuttering John. I will never talk about Stuttering John. So if you're looking for Stuttering John,
you're missing a great opportunity.
On show, this is not you are in the wrong show. It will
not really
interest me.
It is disinteresting now.
I'm not doing this for super chats.
Actually, it picked up.
He got in a little late.
He picked up this interest. Stuttering John's interest picked up in the last week with the Dabbling Dan going on Tuki's show and talking about John and their relationship. Dabbling Dan is the guy that Stuttering John called as he was traveling across the country.
Oh, yeah.
Hours and hours with him on the phone.
Well, that I know, but Dabbling Dan called into whose show? Tuki's show?
Tuki, yeah. Okay. Tuki and Cardiff. But he's been.
We should get a phone line, by the way. Go
on. From what I understand, he's been vetted, and it's the real guy, and the stories check out. And they really check out because John didn't deny any of them.
I'm doing it just because I want to do it. So to me, that's another place where I draw the line. No no Stuttering John, no potato. Those are like my 2 rules. It just won't happen. I don't get it. Maybe that's me being autistic. Maybe that's me being on the spectrum, but I don't understand it. And
His biggest problem is that they're making more money than him. That's what I think. I think this is all like, if he didn't care, if super chats weren't important, all that stuff, he wouldn't have asked to get monetized. You know?
And maybe that's going to affect. Maybe that it limits the upside I have with the Hackverse. But at least I have my integrity, because it doesn't interest me. So why am I going to do that? So I can be Carl or Schmuel? Do you think Schmuel really loves what he's doing with his life? I know people are talking about Bob Levy and
I mean, a little bit.
Talking about Stuttering John every day.
Surely seems like a very happy guy.
Spending every day talking about a 50-year-old
But
alcoholic loser.
I have to say, he's probably getting sick of it too.
The fascinating thing about Stuttering John is the guy was a millionaire, and now he's broke in Florida, and he does everything he can to continue his brokenness. He just doesn't do. There's no motivation in John. It's a fascinating character study.
I don't even think he was ever a millionaire at one time. I bet you that motherfucker never had $1 million at once. He may have made $3 million over his tenure at whatever, but I guarantee you he couldn't even keep together $1 million in his bank account at any given time.
Yeah, and if you're a guy that's making, not
that you should necessarily.
You're a guy that's making $200,000 a year. In 15 years, you're making $3 million.
He was making. I think he went from 400 something thousand to 300 something thousand, or maybe it was 350,000 down to 280,000 or something. But I remember it being more than 250,000.
No. What I'm saying is that a guy with an average career makes that kind of money over the career.
No, sure.
With SJ, it's funny because he's the only guy that I know that goes on a show like The Tonight Show and makes less money every year than he did the year before.
Exactly.
Who stays in that job?
Yeah.
Former Howard Stern person, and talking about because he had the sniffles and he picked his nose and he farted on camera, or he's got a falling out with his kid, and that's what you spend 4 hours a day every day talking about that, about every little fucking nuance of this fucking loser's life. Jesus fucking Christ, man. Yeah, okay. So we're in agreement there. Yeah, Schmuel is pathetic to me. That's where I draw the line. I'm too out of the loop. I don't know who the people are. Don't worry about it. This will hopefully it'll be the last time.
RP.
Yeah, Schmuel's the lowest tier. Melton is also pretty bad. Melton is like a.
Oh, now I know why you're going after Dan, because he's besmirching your beautiful Melton and your lovely Schmuel.
The whole dabble verse. And by the way, I said this last night. I hate that fucking word.
You fucking cuckman.
I try to say like hack verse or shit verse or something like that. I hate that fucking word. Most of these shows, most of these people are fucking garbage. Carl is garbage.
I admire
his charge.
I admire these guys that have turned something stupid like Stuttering John or Steel Toe into a living.
It wasn't us.
It's fantastic.
We weren't the first ones to do it.
No, I'm not saying that we were, but the fact that they can do it and they can pull it off. It's been tried a million times. It's probably been tried for every 100 times it's been tried. It probably works about 0.5% of the time.
Yeah, you need some kind of, and it's like it's sort of a perfect storm of age also, because first of all, if you're a Howard Stern fan at any point in the last, that timeline, you're probably older age group. Even me, I feel like I'm young, kind of, for being remembering Stuttering John era of Howard Stern. Even I remember Stuttering John more from Schmuel. I remember Schmuel more from Stuttering John. I remember Schmuel more from Howard Stern than I even remember Stuttering John. But it's just the name has been encrusted in my ear, just like my fucking earwax. So yeah, but it's an older group, more money, yada yada. Sorry.
I don't even really remember Stuttering John from Howard Stern. Like, he was a character, he was one of the people, but he was never important to me. He's no Jackie, he's no Fred, right?
No.
He's garbage.
He was the interview guy. The wacky interview
Above the grade,
guy.
He seems to
Right.
kind of fallen in the garbage thing.
And they sent look. His biggest talent was that he wasn't afraid to do it.
Yeah,
That was his biggest talent.
he's his brain. Like already says, because he could just sit there and turn his brain off. There's nothing there. He's like he could sit on a flight for 5 hours. John doesn't care. Sit and turn his brain off.
Right. And the rest of us are like, we got to go somewhere.
Bouncing off the wall. Yeah, I hate it.
Yeah.
It's just it's a fucking world of garbage. It's a world of shit.
No
Do
kidding.
me a favor.
We know that. Yeah,
So
it is a world of shit.
Yeah. So I need a couple more minutes of your time, and then I'll let you
Oh,
go.
I got time. Don't worry, buddy. Let's.
Oh, okay. Or you were screaming about 7 minutes before.
No,
I mean,
I was just saying we don't have to answer Ray's phone call right now during the show.
Oh, I wasn't gonna answer Ray's phone call.
You said should we answer it?
I didn't know if you wanted to talk to him because last night he was talking about he's got all these ideas, right? Like he's got a million ideas about the podcasting and all that stuff. And I said to him, I'm like, I got on and I'm like, we offered you Dave months ago to do this. Oh no, man, Dave, I can't do Dave. You know?
Okay.
And look, you may not have been the best choice for him, but you certainly would have been better for him than what he's been doing, right?
Yeah, I know what I'm doing and I'm free. If that means you have to take a little bit of shit from me, go fuck yourself then.
Well, I mean,
Sorry.
you're a cokehead.
I'm an open micer. That's all I can.
I wouldn't be able to do this if I hadn't had you show me in the beginning what to do and how to do it. And
I've been doing it for 10 years almost. I know what I'm doing. Okay?
Right.
I know how computers work. I literally do this for a living. I mean, people, I did Down on the Docks for how many? I mean, I just did the audio and video for Chris Neff's hour to send out to people.
You want me to send Joey C a link?
I don't give a fuck. Send Joey C the link.
Hold, just give me 1 sec. Talk.
Okay. Joey C's fine. We have a truce, I guess, or a treaty. I don't really know anymore. I just told him I'd go a little easier on his wife, which I may go back on.
I see these movies like Gremlins, and I kind of remember it, but
Oh God. She does look like a gremlin a little bit.
But what is is it a Magwai? Is that what
I
they
forgot
call
what they're
it?
called, but that sounds about right.
Oh, okay.
Mogwai?
I laugh at that, and
I need a lighter.
yeah, I'm
It's fine, I
interviewing
don't care.
That is fun. That is one of the greatest drops in the world. The Magwai.
I heard a good one today. Did Joey even show up to his own morning show?
I don't know the answer to that. I just sent Joey a link. I'm going to be doing a show with Joey later this week, I think Thursday. And I've promised that I'm not sandbagging him and etc. Because that's what happened.
Did you have to pay him?
That's what happened the last time. No, he hasn't asked for any money yet.
Good.
But I'm supposed to.
But
I
you
told him I
dare
would
fucking pay him.
I told him I would send an outline and a list of questions. But last
An
week I was
outline?
so busy at work. Yeah, I'm going to give him some questions.
What a fucking CNN job is this?
What?
Who you
That's
fucking...
Hey, that's the way I envision this. What can I tell
It's a
you?
fucking Kamala Harris fucking interview here, dude? Jesus.
Something like that. But it's the thing is, look, you could trash Joey all you want. You could.
Thank you. I will. Thank you. Next question.
You could yell at him. You could do all that stuff. But the reality is, I want to know. I'm trying to figure out. This is my interest in things. My interest is, what do people see their career as in this? Is this their opportunity to make money? Is it a hobby? Where are they going to go? All the shit that bores you to tears.
Yeah. I actually think that's a good move, Schmuel. I like to see what he does when he has time to prepare. You know what? Let's see how much bullshit he can stick into this thing. Okay, let me see. ChatGPT. First question from Schmuel Buckman. Where does Joey C go to high school? Well,
No, it's not going to be.
where do I go to high school, Schmuel?
It's not going to be that kind of stuff. But I've had Will Heron has been kind enough to help me put the questions together. so that
You just reach
they
out to
make
all these fucking. You're such a fucking attention whore, dude. Jesus.
I am. What can I
TV's
say?
Will Harris fucking helping me. Cardiff's helping me. Go fuck yourself, dude.
Well, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. So you go to the people that you know what they're doing. That's all. What am I do? Sit here and just continually fuck up? I can't count on you. Your schedule's all fucked up.
Hey.
You live on the West Coast.
I told you I'd give you one episode a week, and you're
Right.
lucky today's Monday now. Sunday starts a new week, but I gave you Saturday, so
Okay.
or whatever day I gave you. No wait, what day did we do it? Yes, when was it?
I don't know.
Friday?
Thursday. Of last week.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Come on.
Thursday of last week.
Come on,
So,
Buckman.
All right. We're gonna stop with this guy. I could do one of two things. I want to talk.
Yeah.
I want to ask you about what you think about Levy leaving TSN. Talk a little bit about TSN, or we can go into the Andy Dick is bombed on the Adam Carolla.
Yes, please. I'm sick of Stuttering John. This week I tried to watch, and there was a time for a couple months in there since I'd say 2020 that I could sit there and watch him. For some reason, he got interesting to me again. I don't know why, but it was with Rob. I don't know why. I could handle the Rob Saul episodes. I don't know why.
I don't. Well, because it's like these two. It's like two
Fucking idiots.
fucking barstool, right?
And they just want to have. They're just. It's so sad. They just want to be each other's friends.
Right. Well, John is desperate for friends.
It's so sad, dude.
John,
but now it's so tough to watch it.
but it's like these two. It's like two old drunks sitting on the bar who've got nobody else, right? And they're
It's like
talking
us.
to each other, and they're. Yeah, but we have lives.
I look like a Jedi, and you look like the ghost of a Jedi.
I got the wife.
You got the glow.
Wanting to talk to me. Ray even called me. Does Ray call
Aw,
Stuttering John?
Ray.
I mean, come on.
Hey, DeVito. All right, let's see your Lex thing. Let's do.
All right. I did.
You know what pisses me off even more? Even doing the stupid Adam Carolla and Andy Dick thing, it's still technically 6 degrees of separation from Dabbleverse because of Elisa Jordana.
Right, but everything is 6 degrees. That's the point. That's
7 degrees of Stuttering John.
That's why they say 6 degrees, because everybody's
Whatever,
related
6
within 6
Yeah.
degrees. It's not like it's math. I know that's
Yeah.
a new concept. So while I'm pulling this up, tell me, do you think that Levy is a work or was a work, or do you think that? And this is the
Now,
question. The Twitter poll I put out was
No.
leaving TSN a bad move? I didn't tag any of the people involved.
How much was he getting paid?
Let me finish. Just slow the fuck down here. So
I don't need that answered. You could just, it's metaphor. I'm
put
throwing
out-
it out into the ether.
I put out a poll that said, was leaving TSN a bad move for Levy? I got 45 or 46 people voting. 56% of those said yes. And I said I would.
Because you live in the fucking cuckverse, bro.
What? Oh, who should I have asked then?
No, I'm just saying that. Of course, they're gonna say that because that's the zeitgeist of it. No, but Levy leaving. I mean, I don't know. We need to find out how much was he getting paid. How much does that average out to each show? How much does that average out to each hour? Like, you think about these things when you're making the money. So either he didn't like doing the hours, or he didn't like doing the amount of money. At least two of the things need to be right for those three.
Right.
The hours, the amount.
Right. But you generally set yourself up for where you're going next when you do that.
No, well,
right?
I
So
think
you
he had
leave
a clear.
job, even if it's like, you think he's got a clear.
Yeah, he
idea of what
wants
was
to do
gonna
everything on his channel. He wants to do everything on his channel. Make his own
Right,
money.
but he's
Make
been
his own
on,
hours.
But he's been on. He's been doing OJ in the morning, right?
I think
he's been. He's been going everywhere, and so I personally think that he made a mistake in doing it. That it was a rash decision, and he didn't think about it beforehand. Or if he thought about it, he didn't think it was going to turn out the way it did.
Personally, I think he got in with Orange now. Either it's a part of a larger plan with Tukey and Cardiff, and then eventually he's going to merge into their show maybe. I think or it's Bob Levy's plan to plant the seed and start like bringing over OJ, because maybe Cardiff and maybe they got a plan. You never know. Cardiff and maybe Tukey and Cardiff want to do a show together, and they don't really want to pay or however. I assume OJ's compensated for those shows. I don't know. I assume Cardiff is compensated for those shows. I don't know. They all kind of do their shows together, it seems like. So except for OJ in the morning, but like right. Tukey does, and then there's potato soup, and then they all are kind of there.
Yeah, I would all their shows. With you. The three guys, I think, like each other very much, and I don't think there's money going back and forth.
Okay.
And Tukey and Cardiff once in a moment of friendship, we're talking about how neither one of them has ever asked the other one for money.
Okay.
Or to be paid.
Then my assumption is completely wrong, and that's fine. But I just
right.
I just assumed that they were kind of not that they're making a third each, but that Rocco probably compensates them in some small way here and there because he's pretty generous with the money.
See, I was under the impression I don't think the money is that important to them. I think they enjoy doing it. So. Sure. I mean, look, nobody's going to turn down super chats because it allows you to do other things.
Yeah.
But that's not what they were doing it for. It was like just a benefit. And I think Tukey's always amazed at how many people Rocco is amazed at how many people really like him and how successful he's become.
I mean, Melton says it every chance he gets that Tukey's killing it on the super chats and the super tips. So there's probably a percentage where everything lives. I mean, I assume he's also probably doing better in the super chat. But no, I mean, is he doing better than KB? Probably not.
No, but he only does a show once a week. So
it's true. Good point.
Right?
I wonder if he makes the same amount of money on one show. Probably does.
Yeah, I know, but he also doesn't let the super chats derail his show. So
well, except the fact that on super tips they come through at any given time or day that you don't they just come in?
That's
actually you have to set it.
No, yes, and there's a setting with super tips that you can jump the queue. So you could pay like an extra $5 and it'll come up right away. Most people have turned that off. I know those guys don't have it. And it's you ready for let's do this one. Okay. No more than 20 minutes. We got to be off by the time Quad comes on. All right?
But hold on. When you say derail the show, like that is Kevin Brennan's show, though. So it's not really derailing the show. As opposed to like other
right.
Where the super chats are derailing the show.
I was thinking more of TSN. I mean, they've kind of changed it now, but that was like where the super chats would pop up, and then they'd have to read them. And then
now they do it in sections, yeah.
Right, you do it in segments. I think it's a much better
system.
So
WATP does too, yeah.
But these guys
part of the show, baby. It's all part of the show.
Because these guys all started their shows prior to super chats. I don't think they knew what was going to happen.
Who did?
Well, how long have super chats been around? Stuttering John's show.
Stuttering John definitely did. No, Stuttering John did, but not Kevin Brennan and Carl and them. No.
No, Carl.
I mean, they might have started their channel. Okay, Carl started podcasting and had his channel. Started podcasting before super chats, yes, but he had his channel like it was always monetized and able to accept super chats. I don't know if he ever went live and accepted them until. Since 2020 or whenever he actually did. But like Schmuel's, there were definitely super chats already, but when he started.
When Carl was reviewing Stuttering John originally and doing
2017, 2018, no.
There were no super chats and he was doing video at that point.
Yeah, I know.
So.
Yeah, but he wasn't necessarily on YouTube is what I'm trying to say.
What was he on?
He was on either his website or he also had a Patreon too, but then he started and he was an audio only podcast for a while.
Right. Well, yeah, he's one of those guys that prefers the audio only. I have the YouTube Premium. I don't really ever watch a lot of this stuff. I listen to it more. So.
Back in the day, audio. I mean, not even back in the day. Up until very, very recently. And it's still worth a good amount, but like audio podcasts, as far as ad revenue and like the listeners actually being legit and AdSense like compensating you, and they're being able to get ad reads. It's like it's a lot better when you have like the Apple podcast downloads and the Spotify views and stuff like that, because once you show them those statistics, that means that they know that they're real people. Usually, they have the best statistics.
Right. And Super
It's
Chats,
not like it's not enhanced.
Super Chat started in 2017. I just checked. So
Yeah, it's harder to fake it. Is basically my point. Yes, in 2016. Yeah, I mean that's when it started. But Stuttering John was like didn't start taking super chats until probably almost 2018. I don't think.
Or I think later than that.
Yeah, 2019 even sounds.
Right. And then back then, even being monetized meant you could, but it didn't necessarily mean people would.
Yeah.
Right? So you had it, but you weren't really getting it. And that's what happened to Shuli, I think, was they were getting super chats. They could read them during the show. It wasn't a big deal. And then all of a sudden the numbers just started getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And it derailed the show. So
Yeah, I guess.
that was my opinion.
My biggest thing about Shuli and them, when I kind of like I liked it and I watched a lot of it still. Like, you know, I have it on because again, it's my only way to really that I like to consume Stuttering John. It's just like this when it started becoming the next day or the day after is when I started not caring as much, because I like my immediate news.
No, I
on
like the
Stuttering
immediate
John.
gratification because that's when it's most interesting.
Which is funny.
It's like,
Yeah, that's when it's funniest.
What did he do today? Right? It was just
Yeah,
it was like
exactly. It's like I already saw this.
the evening news in the old days. So I know you saw this. Did you want to talk about it?
No. I mean, like I'm thinking, like I'm giving an example, like I've already seen this Stuttering John shit that they're rehashing almost.
Right, because there's 10 other people going in on it.
Exactly.
So, let's see if Joey did not respond. I said I'm streaming with Dave. Sarah,
shucks.
talk to you later. Want a link, and I got no response. So that was the deal. All right, let's start this sucker. So Andy Dick, like you said, 6 degrees of separation because of Eliza, whatever her name is, Jordana,
Yeah.
who looks to me like she'd be the biggest pain in the ass in the world. I'd spend 3 minutes talking to her and be like walking away, you know?
Yeah.
And my favorite part of her is when she says, well, I don't like sex. I don't like sex.
I don't like sex.
I don't like sex.
Fuck
And
her.
I'm thinking like, but only a guy like SJ would think that he was going to get some. He really brought her out to the, help him get IRL streaming because he really thought she was going to bang him. And then she's like bringing a friend. Talk about the kiss of death, man.
Bro, she's so dumb. He's so dumb. By the way, I like the Drew Lane crew and all the clips and stuff. They're cool. But they do just straight up just jock Carl. Like whatever Carl's on, these guys just fucking pick up. And they pick up a little bit here and there too. But they do the woke dad. They do the Corey Feldman. They do the fucking Stuttering John. They just go do all of it now.
Yeah, the question
is fine. Which is great.
Is that right? I've only been listening to them since Carl. So did they do that stuff before and then Carl caught on?
I don't
Or is
know.
it the other way around.
I can't imagine because I feel like they've got 20,000 subs, but they've only really been around like in the zeitgeist of like knowing them. They were a Detroit radio station possibly at one point, and it was Drew and another guy. Who was it?
Drew and Mike. Mike and
Drew and Mike. Yeah. So I don't remember. And then either they lost their jobs or whatever, or they're still syndicated. I don't know.
And Mike is dead, long dead, and it was sometime either earlier in this year or late last year when he was banned from using the Drew and Mike name. And that's why it's the Drew Lane show. So prior to like a year ago, this would have been the Mike and Drew show or Drew and Mike.
So I like them.
And
Their
Drew
mics are a little hot though, huh?
Yeah. Well, speaking of hot mics, is yours. And Drew.
Tell me something earlier.
Drew does the WATP shows in Detroit.
Yeah.
That's where this all comes from. So he's a nice guy, and I think
give it a thumbs up though.
Significantly older than me. But
it's like nice to do that for people if you give them a thumbs up, though. You're especially gonna watch it on the thing.
Gotcha, Dad.
just give him the thumbs up. You know.
A lot of people were tweeting at me about it. Andy Dick on Adam Carolla.
A little bit.
No, I did not.
I only saw clips. I want to listen to the whole thing because people were sending me clips like they were excited. Look, Andy's back. He's talking with Adam.
Well, they probably didn't watch the whole thing. Then.
And then they would send
really?
a follow-up message. It goes, "Oh boy, Andy doesn't sound so good."
Oh no.
Yeah, he really faded as things went on. At the beginning, I thought, oh, well, Andy put himself together for Adam.
No, he
Carolla
did
again.
not.
Or he just powerized himself.
And then it just, as Adam pointed out, Andy has a problem when he's on with Adam is that he sees someone in the background. Oh, what's he doing? Or, hey, what's this thing?
Easily distracted.
He was distracted by the coasters at one point, and it just seemed really good.
I saw that.
We've had this happen when he's been on the phone with us, where he seems pretty good when you start talking.
I like the line when he was talking about how great the coasters were, and Adam was like, "Yeah, and you're not using them." And if you know anything about
I saw
Adam,
that.
he built that.
Yeah,
desk
you're not
himself,
using them.
you know?
Yep.
But it's interesting because that's also too. You can get like you're on with Andy in the beginning. He must have been getting high during the show because he gets worse and worse. I mean, he's loaded. He's slurring his speech in the beginning, but it just gets worse.
Yeah,
And then
it does
his
get
tongue goes
bad.
on. Like, what did he just do? He seemed to waste it all of a sudden.
Yeah, I'll go away for a minute and then he comes back and
Reanimated.
yeah.
I think we know what happened.
Somebody sent me this clip in particular here. This is just Adam trying to get Andy to answer one question. How do you make your money?
This is
Just one question, please.
I was listening to this last night when I was in the supermarket, and I just laughed.
He gets here.
Yeah, but what is your curiosity? I wish you
It's almost.
Have you seen? I am honest. Have
here's
you
what I
seen
think.
that
Hold on.
cabinet of curiosities?
I think people
Square mode,
listening,
genre
I
mode.
think
It's almost
people
like a
who are
character,
listening
you know?
would be curious how Andy Dick paid his bills in 2024.
You're looking at it. Exactly what I'm doing.
Carolla was the guy that got me into podcasting. I started listening to him. I didn't really know who he was except from the Man Show, and I like Adam's questioning. Now I haven't really listened to the show in a year that much, but
Yeah.
we actually did go on. My wife and I went on the Carolla cruise to Ensenada, Mexico, the first one.
No
that they did.
way.
Yeah.
How long ago was that? First one they did?
Yeah, it's gonna be 4 years ago, 5 years
Oh.
ago, man. They just started.
I like.
They just started doing them, and wow, we're being graced by Liam Gunn.
There's
Leo
also
Gunn,
there's also a delay between us too, a slight delay, I think. So I
Okay,
think that's why we're talking to each other a little bit. But Carolla, they I love Carolla. Listen to him almost. Watch every single episode almost. I watch him on YouTube usually now. It's a little cringy that he has like this comedy camp with Jay Leno and I think Natasha Leggero, and then possibly like Jay Carolla and somebody else too, like a third one. Like they rotate the third one every once in a while, I think. But it's like a comedy camp, and it's like ugh.
comedy fantasy
Yuck.
camp, like
Yuck,
those rock and roll
guys.
fantasy camps. Hey, Carolla's got to keep that ex-wife in money, man. It's very expensive.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like you're not understanding me. I don't need to pay for my bills because boy, don't have no bills.
So does somebody
I go
pay
into
them
my
for
own
you?
man rap.
Does somebody pay them for you?
What bills will I have?
Oh,
if I
oh
don't
my
have no
God.
I don't have any bills. Adam, I really don't have any bills.
All right.
Yeah, you listen to fucking
There's electricity.
Is that hard? Is that hard for you to comprehend?
it's
Adam cannot
impossible.
believe this.
Because of Lynette and all your kids and all that.
Because you have a
No,
house you live in and it
No.
has water and electricity?
They pay for it.
I don't know who they is, though. That's what
Lena, my ex that I have two
All right,
kids
so you
with.
have other people pay
And
for your
now
bills.
I have two kids with her, and then a kid with another one.
So
and
they
then
work.
They
Yikes,
don't
dude.
fucking work, or they ain't gonna get food.
Right. All right.
I ain't gonna put
Do
food
you
in their
have
mouth.
any income?
So like with every Andy interview, it's a train wreck, but it's
We're all
fascinating.
enablers because we
Yeah.
laugh.
We laugh at it. It's funny. We love
Oh,
Andy.
When he's doing those gang signs and stuff, it's pretty funny.
It's so weird.
It's The whole thing is
I
just
think-
nothing is gained in the interview, barely anything. What he's talking about his
by the
family.
way, I think he has some bills, but I don't think he pays for rent anywhere. I think he's kind of America's guest in a lot of ways. But didn't we learn they made a shitload?
Well,
Cameo?
I think he spends it as it comes in when he has it.
I paid a couple of his bills.
And I think a lot of people, I paid a bill or two of his.
Yeah,
Lives in a
that's
fucking RV.
Come in when he isn't
Don't
making
you
money,
remember
when he
that?
isn't making money, and they kind of return the favor.
Oh, no, I don't.
With his ex-wife, his kids.
Yeah.
So he
Wasn't
doesn't
it-
worry about it.
there was
I
like a-
didn't do that.
pause
That's
it.
one guy that doesn't worry about bills.
You want to be like that?
Remember, wasn't that something with Lisa Jordana? Like he was in an RV with her, country, and then somebody called the cops on him, and then they showed up to the park. The sheriff showed up to the park because somebody called the cops on the RV. And I
It's
don't know
like
if it was like fans. They were doing IRL streaming, and then they found the moon or the tree
must-
or whatever.
He must have been in Florida because in California they'd come.
I
and
don't
bring
know.
food.
I don't know, but they
I wanna
might have
speak-
maybe
I
I
wa-
want to say they found ecstasy or something.
Well,
Could
you
be
know,
wrong.
in Florida they're gonna look. Hey, I wanna, what do you call it?
be wrong about that.
I want to see if we can get to the Phil. I'm hoping the Phil Hartman stuff is in this clip.
He could have just been drunk.
What was he want to be like last time?
Oh, wait a
Star
second.
Kelly? Is it Diddy?
Keith
Yeah,
Neary?
it was
Diddy.
Diddy.
No, it was
Yeah, Diddy.
because when J-Lo's yelling at him.
She's scowling at him, and he was just not bothered at all. He was just pouring champagne. It had no effect on him.
They want to be part Andy Dick too.
I do. And I want to Keith Raniere. I want to know how to engineer so you can just make 15 people, women in this case, do whatever you want. Do whatever you want them to do. And never be mad at you. I mean, Keith Raniere was hardly ever confronted about anything.
Well, yeah, but it all came home to roost.
I know, we went too far. I just want to know how to do it. I'm not saying I'm going to do it. I just
I
want to know how to do
wanna
it.
Oh, that's good to have knowledge.
I'd love to see an update on his life. He might be running the place.
That's a lot of times what happens. Sociopathic and that they are. They just
I
find a
don't
new
think
system to
they
run.
do that.
And they really don't mind
What
it
are
that
you
much.
What are you asking if they talk about what?
They
He talks
talked
about
in
what?
this episode. He talked about it's not on here. He talked about Phil Hartman,
Oh,
right? And Lovitz.
yeah, well, because they knew each other from what? From news radio.
Yeah, but the what do you call it? The story that's been told always is that Andy was the guy that was supplying Phil's wife with the coke, and so
Really?
a lot of people blamed Andy for Phil's death. And in
Wow.
the same Corolla episode, I'll have to find the clip. Andy says no, she was the one. He was getting high with her all the time because she was the one bringing drugs.
Well, I don't necessarily believe that, but I also can see Andy Dick just like not being able to find, like, latching on to somebody because they had a plug.
Right. And they both
The
had
wife.
right. And the
Yeah.
wife, Phil had plenty of money, so I'm sure she
Yeah.
wasn't making him pay for it. And but
Yeah.
so the story goes, that's the story that I heard, that a lot of people were pissed off that he basically killed
Wow, I never
Phil
heard that.
Hartman. And on this episode, they talk about that Lovitz was the guy that said that. And
Really?
yeah, and
I'm John Lovitz.
yeah, Lovitz had replaced Phil Hartman on the show. And I guess
Oh, I didn't even know that either.
the ratings were going
Wait,
down.
on what show? On what show?
News radio.
On Nose Radio? I didn't.
Yeah.
Oh, I do vaguely remember that. Oh
Yeah.
shit! Wow, that's another show I should go back and watch.
So in any event, Lovitz was the one saying that, and Andy says that, oh, Lovitz only said that because he replaced Hartman, and people were pissed at him for replacing Hartman, like, oh, you're no Phil Hartman kind of thing. And Lovitz was trying to win those people over to his side. That was Andy's comment, but
Wow.
I kind of tend to believe the
That's brutal.
yeah, and knowing what's his name, not knowing him, but knowing of Andy Dick, it would not. I just picture him as the guy with the drugs. But they also mentioned in that show, I guess Rogan at the time was very clean, like didn't drink, didn't smoke pot, didn't do anything.
Yes. So I know also too. I know this for sure too. Like I don't know if they ever released the episode or not. Maybe they did. But so the Andy Dick episode on Tiger Belly with Bobby Lee. Bobby Lee talked about it later that like he had all these friends come over, and like they're all kept going to the bathroom and coming out, probably doing drugs and blah blah blah. And he's like, I'm never having them back over again.
Wow.
Yeah.
I was in a bar not too long ago in Ohio, near Cleveland, I think. A little small bar, had one bathroom, and I go to the bathroom, and I'm waiting, and I'm waiting, and I'm waiting, and two guys come walking out, And immediately I thought like, oh, these two guys were going at each other back there. And everybody's like, no, they're doing coke. They're doing coke. They would
yes.
rather be thought of as doing coke.
No, I'm gay. I'm gay.
Than they would be about not being gay. I bet they
No,
no. Okay.
No, Mom, I'm just gay. Don't worry about it.
Coke. It's coke. Coke.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
You want to come in
Let's
the bathroom
go.
with me? All right.
I gotta take a piss.
I think we're done. I think we're
Thank
done.
you very much, Schmuel. This was fun.
Cool. You want to do? We got 7:57. So we have 3 minutes just to answer.
All right, 2 minutes.
We're gonna answer a question that has been asked, and that question is, whoa, where is my thing? We had the, fuck it. I'm not gonna pull it up. It's gonna go through it. So, the PayPal, right? PayPal, Venmo, Streamlabs, all that stuff. So we talked about that and what the IRS is going to be reporting, getting the 1099K for the year, starting in the year 2024 for this year, is if you receive more than $5,000 in transactions for business payments on a P2P platform in 2024, the platform is required to send a 1099K to you and the IRS. Now, you're supposed to inform
John.
Right, you're supposed to inform YouTube, PayPal, and Venmo if it's a business. But if you
just take it out, will
what?
they just take it out? Will they just take out the taxes there, and you won't have to deal with it?
No, you have to pay. You get a 1099. You got all the money. Now you got to pay a 1099 on it. But you have to report if you say it's personal and you get more than $5,000 or $6,000. They may not send a 1099. They're not required to, but they probably will. And I remember PayPaling. It was either PayPal or Venmo. I sent money to Stuttering John with, and it goes to John Melendez Inc., which is so.
No, it's my personal pay. It's my personal business.
Right.
It's sort of a hybrid personal business. It's like DBA. Yeah, DBA. That's what it stands for. Dabbleverse Accounting.
I got my own. Yeah, I got Dabbleverse Accounting. It didn't really
Dabbleverse
count because,
Accounting.
No, that day that that money all went to provide guests with Coors Light. But
DBA Dabble.
Yeah, the thing I read, which is I thought was most interesting in this, is that almost all podcasters that make money have very little overhead. So you're gonna have very few deductions from this 5,000, right?
Yeah, there's like 200. You literally only get to deduct like $250 for like a desk, a thing, and years. Well, and after that, your deductions are like basic.
Right. Well, it comes to, there's another thing called amortized depreciation. So when you buy a computer and say it's $2,000, you can't deduct $2,000 in that year. You have to do it over 5 years.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, exactly. Over 3 years, I think, for electronics or whatever. But yeah,
what's pretty
furniture,
funny,
I think you can do 5 years or whatever bullshit too. Yeah, I know all that garbage.
You go through it.
I remember.
I bought a business once where we both used the same attorney. I was young and stupid, and the guy put and I paid a lot of money for it, but the lawyer put everything down as goodwill, no furniture, no other stuff. And I wound up having to amortize it over 15 years because it was like it was if he sold me the client list and stuff. And I'm like, man, it hurts, because you can't, like, you might be paying $30,000 a year, but you can't deduct the $30,000. You can only deduct it, the total price over 15 years. So you pay $15,000 and you can deduct $1,000 a year from it. So it's really quite brutal. And I know that that's not interesting, but in the world of podcasting, I think a lot of these guys are in for a rude awakening, because to get to 5,000 is not a lot. It seems like it might be, but it's definitely not. And then you got to try to separate out what's personal from.
Yeah, I know. I've definitely gotten way more. There's way more than $5,000 between me and my Venmo and shit. Like,
right.
So I'm fucked this year. I gotta look at all my shit. I gotta give all my shit to my accountant and see.
So the answer to the question is, what you should do and what it is to form a business. And then
Yeah.
you can go to PayPal, Venmo, and these other guys,
Yeah.
and you can set up a business account so you can keep it separate. Because the big problem here is going to be, let's say you got the guy, Leo Gunn, right? And Leo,
I don't even think you technically even need to open the business to make it separate on Venmo. You could just do a business account on Venmo without anything. I think.
They in order to do a separate account, you have to provide them with documentation to do the business.
Really?
Because otherwise, what happens? Yeah, you can't have two Venmo accounts.
It's good. It's a good way of
What happened
of
to me,
like
anyway.
of like if you want to be anonymous too. It's a good way for your
Right.
identity.
Right. But the big problem here is like if you and I if I got a guy like Leo Gunn who's also a friend, so he's sending me 1,000 in super chats and maybe another 1,000 to repay expenses or whatever. And I come at
Sure.
the end of the year, the IRS is in their mind it's going to say it's $2,000. Then it's up to you to separate it. And I'm sure nobody keeps the records of these things. So if it all went into a business account and then he only sent you money on a personal account, it'd be much easier to deal with. So that's the one quick YouTube thing. And you should also there's actually podcasting insurance you can buy for $185, which will provide it provides a defense for copyright claims and anything else. So it's a pretty good.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And you can't defame somebody on purpose, but like accidental defamation, whatever,
Fucking defamation.
it would provide a defense for that too. So
All right, I gotta go.
All right, last
Thing.
the new terms of service in PayPal. They have a new privacy notice. The headline in the Wall Street Journal. It has your money, your pant size, and here's what PayPal.
Yeah,
is
the
doing
band
with
size.
The company is joining with other finance firms in vast markets for the data. So beginning November 27th, they will start compiling its trove of customer purchase data to offer to retailers. So they're going to be selling your personal information. And they just changed their privacy TOS to allow them to do that.
You know why they're doing that, right?
Money.
Well, no. You know why the companies want that, so they can start like
Right.
specializing. People are worried about stock right now, and inflation is fucking a lot of companies. So the more knowledge they have about what pant sizes they need to make more of, the better they're off. So
Right.
hey,
And
capitalism, it's weird. I don't like them
also,
selling my private information,
they know-
but they know when I'm going to take a shit.
If they know what pant sizes you wear, they can target you in marketing for the pant size.
Of course,
Those
that's the
kinds
whole.
of pants.
Of course,
That's
Yeah.
everything about this is to drill down so that you're going to be getting
yeah.
individualized ads. Be like that Tom
Yeah.
Cruise movie when you walk in the store.
Okay, I mean, fair enough, but I think that who are they selling a pant sizes? They're selling you the data of what pant sizes you're looking for to a company because they can advertise the pants themselves. They don't have the pant size is irrelevant. The reason I want to know pant size is because let's say Armani goes to them and says, "All right, give me the trends. What are the searches? What are the people buying the most?" So they can just make those the most. So they don't have
Right.
to make the other ones.
Those are the manufacturers, right? The retailers themselves, right? They have stylists and designers and all those other things. So if you wear a 36 and they have these pants that are going to look especially good on you, or if you got a fat guy who's like a 36-30 or a 38-30, right? And they have certain pants that look good, they can say, "Oh, designed just for you." And you would buy them because that's where the money is in the individual marketing.
I think that I think clothes are. I'd never get an ad for 36-30 pant size. Like, you get an ad for jeans,
You will.
or jackets or shirts, but that's not even intuitive to pay that money for that.
No, it is
You can
intuitive.
you can pay the money.
Hey, can I finish? It is intuitive for them because it's like they can sell like I said, if they have a pant size or a shirt size or something like that people who are of a size they can market that to you. And then they say to you, they'll go, Dave, a shirt designed especially for you. Right?
And then you click on it and it's like, oh, it knows my size. Oh, that's fucking
Yeah.
gay. If that's what that is, I don't think that's what it is, but I digress. I gotta go.
Well, if you go to Macy's, they'll do it. Go ahead, get the hell out of here. Thank
I
you
know
very
what
much
you
for
mean.
coming
Okay,
in.
no problem, bud.
I'm gonna let
David
you go,
Sarah
and
on
then I'll
YouTube.
end. Wow. Talking to Dave is always a big thing. I just want to finish up with this YouTube thing, PayPal. So the big part is make sure you pay your taxes, boys. Make sure the money comes in. When it comes in, make sure you send out your taxes. Pay your quarterly returns. That's a big thing. And even if you think it's a small amount of money and you're not keeping track of it, start keeping track of it. It's better to have an idea of what's coming up than it is to try to recapture all that information back a year later. And the thing with the IRS is their wheels move slowly, but they move. So you don't want to be in 2027 or 2028, and then they start asking you about shit you did in 2024, and you don't have the information or you have to go to it. And lastly, I will say what everybody probably knows, you can ask these people for data. You could ask PayPal for data. You could ask Amazon for data. I recently got Amazon to send me a list, an Excel spreadsheet of every transaction that I've made. And I'm an old guy, so I think I go back to, I don't know, 2009, 2008 with them. And it was really helpful. And the reason why I was looking for it was because we'd made a mistake, paid with the wrong credit card, and we were trying to discern the business transactions from personal transactions. So that's my tip of the night. Thanks everybody for joining us. And I hope your ears aren't as blown out as mine. It's Schmuel, and I'm signing off. Bye.